Hey y'all, thank you for tuning in to We Talk Weekly's After the Talk with WPPM LP Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is one of the hottest radio shows that talks Charles's favorite segment, love and relationships. Whatever, gives the good news and the bad news, and of course, the latest in entertainment news with the Sizzle.
Dope. Yeah. So make sure you keep it locked to We Talk Weekly's After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 106.5 FM.
Woo! What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful Classy Lady Sparkle is definitely in the building. How was your day, Sizzle? What's good?
See, my day, it was cool up until a certain moment. You know, of course, you know, when your day just figures out what you getting ready to do. It just seems like my day knows my next move. So it just gets in the way. Like,
that's funny. Your day knows your next move.
Yeah,
I gotta use that.
So I just want to get in the way. Like, I'm just doing too much.
Just doing
too much Tuesdays. That's what I'm
too
calling
much Tuesdays. I know that's right. I know that's right. That's what's going down. That's
Doing
what's
too
going
much.
down. So what's going on, Spark? How you?
I'm not doing good. I usually have a good Tuesday. I'm sniffling. My ribs is hurting. I need to get some Allegra or Claritin.
Hold up, your ribs is hurting.
I've been sneezing so much because of my allergy. So if I sound a little,
just
nasal.
a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
If y'all see some stuff dripping, don't worry. It's fine. It's not.
My. TMI.
I got tissue for it.
I know that's right.
It's that time.
We got a lady that started joining us again, man. She's been away for a little while. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Hey, everybody.
I'm
rejuvenated.
I know. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this.
It's nice, though. It's nice.
Okay.
Nice.
No doubt. All right, so Sizzle, what you got for us? Man? What you actually know? You know what? We're gonna go good news and bad, since everybody had a pretty decent. No, well, the Snazel. We got Snazel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess that's kind of like not too good of a news, but we're gonna go into, Classy Lady Sparkle, good news, bad news. What's
Yes, we got some bad news, y'all. Please remember this young lady's name. Her name is Nia Wilson. She was only 18 years old while she and her sister Latifah Wilson was coming from a family gathering and sat on the Bay Area Rapid Transit Station in Oakland, California. As the two sisters were exiting the train platform, Chief Carlos Rojas said that John Cowell, a white man with Rojas. Okay. A white man with a lengthy criminal record appeared to pull out his knife unprovoked and began stabbing the two women and cutting Nia's throat.
Unbelievable, man.
Nia Wilson died and her sister Latifah was injured. Nia's family is still processing this heinous act and believe it to be an act of racism, a hate crime.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Oakland police are investigating to see if this was a hate crime.
Oakland.
Please, if you check out Nia's YouTube video, you can see how beautiful and talented this young lady was. I also want to add that Anne Hathaway, the actress, Princess Diaries, felt the same sentiments as far as Nia Wilson, how beautiful and talented she was. And just for the sake of time, I'm not going to read everything that Anne Hathaway wrote, but she went to Twitter and wrote, "White people, including me, including you, must take into the marrow of our privileged bones the truth that all black people fear for their lives daily in America and have done so for generations. White people do not have equivalents for this fear of violence. Given those givens, we must ask our white selves, how decent are we really? Right. Not in our intent, but in our actions, in our lack of actions. Peace and prayers and justice for Nia and the Wilson family." by Anne Hathaway.
Thank you, white people, for acknowledging your white privilege. That's very important. That was key.
Yeah.
For you to acknowledge your white privilege and understand that sometimes your white privilege can help our disparities.
Yeah.
So please continue to acknowledge that you have that. If we're all supposed to be human beings in the same so-called species or race, as y'all like to say, right? Then humankind, let's be kind and know and understand that it's certain things that you have that can potentially help us. So continue to use it. Thank you, Hathaway.
Yeah. And now they are saying that Cowell had mental illness, but I mean, he also had a very long, lengthy criminal record as well. So my prayers are out for the Wilson family.
Yes.
So, and I know her sister being there with her, you know, it's a sad tragedy. I saved the good news because that was some really bad news.
Okay, give us some good news, man.
Here's the good news.
Yeah.
Who said it ain't no promise in Akron, Ohio?
What?
Well,
Akron.
Well, if it wasn't before, guess
No, you gotta
what?
say. See, I'm from the South. You can't say Akron. You gotta say Akron.
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 Oh, see, I ain't from the South.
Me neither, but I remember that's how they pronounce it on
Okay,
N2D.
so what is it?
Jay
Akron.
Reed was from Akron.
Okay,
Akron.
it's
There
from
you go.
Akron, Ohio. What? Well, if it wasn't before, it is now. LeBron James has created and now completed the Promise School.
Yes.
And this school really does have
Fantastic,
so much promise. Not only does it look like something compared to the Bellagio, it meets the basic definition of courses and more. The Promise School provides educational, career, and emotional support for the parents, too.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy.
That's big.
Akron's native principal, Brandy Davis, says, "We are letting people know it's about true wraparound support, true family integration, and true compassion. This school will definitely be recognized for its excellence. I Promise School is part of the Akron public school system and houses 243rd and 4th grade students, and that'll expand by grade 8 by 2022. Wow. The school offers free college tuition for each graduate, free breakfast, lunch, snacks, and transportation and uniforms. The LeBron James Family Foundation currently serves more than 1,300 students with various programs, support, and mentors throughout the Akron area." Last thing I want to add, LeBron took to Twitter and wrote, "The jitters before the first day of school are right now. Tomorrow's going to be one of the greatest moments, if not the greatest, of my life when we open the I Promise School. This skinny kid from Akron who missed 83 days of school in 4th grade had big dreams." That's it. That's
All right,
it.
now.
Yeah.
I
There
absolutely love that story.
Yes.
Man.
That's right.
Absolutely
Yes.
love
How
that
can you
story.
not love LeBron?
Yeah.
Man,
After that,
man.
I know it's some
on the
LeBron
court,
haters,
off the
especially them
court.
Cleveland fans.
Like, he's doing what millionaires
his
should
props.
do.
Got to, man.
Like, if every billionaire did something like this,
We-
imagine. And I'm not talking leaving to go to Africa and do it. You know, I mean, big ups to Oprah, but
Facts.
right here where you come from.
Absolutely.
So-
And Oprah got a lot of backlash for that. Her being in, I think it was Chicago. She came from Chicago. Was it Chicago? or Detroit?
She from
Chicago,
Chicago,
right?
She from down south. But
So,
that's
but that's where she lives and where
lives,
she
right?
is.
So
Yeah.
you're talking about Chicago and having one of the worst school districts, and underprivileged communities in America. And someone as prosperous and as financially stable as Oprah Winfrey could have created a block of schools and a college
and still did Africa.
and still did Africa.
Because Africa's suffering
Right?
too.
And did that
Like-
all in Chicago.
Yeah.
So you have to question what was her intentions or motivations behind doing that. And that's not to take away from all of the greatness that she has done, because she has given back. She has done a lot. So shout out to Oprah Winfrey for that. But we have to question, like, why didn't she do that in her own community, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But that was great, man. Good news. That was good news and bad news, man. That was wonderful, man. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was good news and bad news. And this is WPPM up P 106.5 FM. And Sizzle, what we got coming up?
We have a song, unless we want to go ahead and get into some
Oh, we can do a song.
Okay.
Let's do some song. Let's do some music. But we got to shout out. Let's shout out something. Let's get some announcements real quick.
Okay. So we want to make sure you guys follow us on iHeartRadio, iTunes. Subscribe to our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter, at We Talk Weekly. We're all over the place, all over the map. You just cannot miss us. So make sure you subscribe, follow.
No doubt. Subscribe and follow iHeartRadio, Tuned In, the WPPM, LinkedIn, Tuned In, anywhere you can find We Talk Weekly, man. We growing, man. Everywhere in,
Yes.
right? And thanks for following us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Lady Esther, what we got coming up next?
We got some Block Boy JB. Shoot. Right at you right now.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Me and Lady Esther was sitting here talking, man. We was talking about where this song came from, right? She like, you heard the song? I was like, nah, I don't remember the song. You know what this is from, right? She's like, nah, I don't know what this. And then she showed me the dance.
The dance.
Right?
Yes.
Yo.
Everybody. Well, I don't know if everybody still.
Un-
There's so many challenges
Believable,
now.
man.
You
I
need
can't even
energy.
keep up. Yes, you do.
We gotta talk
niece-
about the Kiki challenge in a little bit.
My niece
Yeah.
was showing
And
me
then
that dance.
Yes, you need that's a workout. A lot of these challenges are workouts.
Yeah.
And then it's rumored that Lala Anthony is supposed to play Kiki in the
video.
video, yeah. It's
For a
rumored.
drink.
man.
For,
So we're gonna have
your
to
boy.
cover that. You're gonna have to cover that. Do the sizzle on that.
That's my girl.
Well, I think that's a rumor. The 250,000 Shiggy. That's supposed to be. Hey, he might have gave it to. He got enough money to do. He need to do it.
Yeah,
He
I
got
heard
that challenge going out.
Yeah, I mean, he got that check. If it wasn't for Shiggy, he wouldn't be number one the way it is. I'm gonna tell you, it's the dance, man.
Yeah, it
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
It
So-
is. And then what's her name? Sierra.
Sierra?
I like hers
Oh,
too. Her
yeah.
little challenge.
That was cute.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And then her husband was in the
I
background.
didn't see that one. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I like that one.
No doubt. So what we got coming up next, man?
So we got the sizzle.
We got the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
Sir.
go.
Hey. So singer Demi Lovato,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she remains hospitalized. This is a week after which was claimed to be an apparent drug overdose.
Oh, no.
Yes. So according to CNN, Demi is suffering complications from this what was claimed to be a drug overdose, which she's been experiencing nausea, vomiting, and high fever. She's expected to make a full recovery, but they haven't given her a release date from the hospital. So she's still in the hospital. Sources close to her have said that this was not a heroin overdose, but everybody knows that she has had some issues with substance abuse in the past. But, you know, they're saying that once she's released from the hospital, she is planning to seek drug abuse treatment. So at the time of her apparent overdose, a representative released a statement saying that basically she was awake and with her family. They also said that she wanted to express thanks to, you know, everyone for their love, prayers, and support, and that some of the information that was being reported is incorrect, and they have respectfully asked for privacy and not speculation, as her health and recovery is the most important thing right now. So prayers up for her. You know, she's been open about her cocaine and alcohol addiction, mental health issues, and her eating disorder that she had in the past. And she has gotten professional help for substance abuse back in 2010. So, you know, prayers up. It's hard when, you know, you've had some people can just kick a habit and just keep on going, but then some people, they need your help and your support and your prayers. So prayers up for her. Rapper French Montana, he had
French.
Yes, Montana. He reportedly had a home invasion at his house. So according to TMZ, at least 2 armed robbers broke into his home in the gated community in which he lives now. And law enforcement had said they got a call like around 9 a.m., but the break-in had occurred before that. And apparently, French Montana and some of his people were at the house, but no injuries were reported, and it's not yet revealed. Has not yet been revealed if anything was taken, and the investigation is still kind of going on. But this was a house that Selena Gomez, she lived in this house, and when she was there, she had problems too with people. I think she had to call a cop 3 times or something like that. People trying to break into her house.
It's probably where
That's
it's
crazy.
Located. It got that's interesting.
Where's the cameras and security systems?
Right,
though?
exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
the other thing I'm thinking of is if you were you done with that story?
Yeah, I'm done with that one.
The thing that's interesting is if you have been paying attention to all entertainment news lately, these rappers have been being touched lately. From Tekashi, from XXXTentacion, right?
Yes,
You have him. You have a lot of rappers that's being touched. You used to didn't hear stuff like this.
Right.
But now it's a lot of
Now
people that's
are
being
more-
touched. Yep.
They're
Absolutely.
blatant. Like
Yep.
they're just out. They don't care about your status.
Nope.
They don't care about how much money you have. They don't care. Well, I don't know. I guess maybe they do care about your bodyguards or whoever you got with you. But
Even
If
Bow Wow, they came at Bow Wow while he was with his bodyguards. They
See?
rushed Bow Wow a minute ago. And listen, I'll just say to all you rappers, if you not about their life,
yeah, exactly.
just cut it out, man.
Right,
because it's getting real in the streets and people are starting to test you.
Yeah.
You talking it? Can you walk it?
Pretty much.
Yep. So it's one of those
Talking
things.
like I talk it. Yeah, it's crazy. So finally,
You had to do it because it would have been in my brain if I didn't hear it.
like, you gotta do it. You
had
to.
My bad. Go ahead, sis.
I'm glad you did. Steve.
Yes. So did anybody, on a run tour too?
Shout out
here
to On a
yesterday?
Run Tour.
Yes,
It was?
yes.
J and
That was
B.
here today? When?
Yesterday.
Yesterday was the concert, and
You didn't
on-
see any pictures?
That's what I'm
Videos?
I was getting ready to say that.
I have
Instagram,
been
Twitter,
away
Facebook?
from everything. I feel
Oh, man.
isolated.
Yeah, so you
I
got-
haven't
That's
been
the best
on,
way, though.
I haven't been on social media since I've been back. I haven't done.
Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm trying to catch
Oh,
up.
man.
Yeah.
You want to catch up in a minute.
Yeah, well, everybody is posting their pictures. Well,
Everybody.
from Philly. You know what I mean? I'm sure when it gets to another city or whatever, they're going to be doing the same thing. But everybody here was posting their videos, their outfits, their little clips from whenever they were in the concert. So, apparently it was off the hook. It didn't disappoint like it. Beyonce, Jay-Z, they just shut stuff down.
Right.
But anyway, the Queen Bee. So Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Winter gave Beyonce complete control over the cover of the upcoming September
Fantastic,
issue.
man.
Amazing.
And the Queen hired the first black photographer to shoot a cover,
Fantastic.
which
Yes.
is the first in Vogue's
History.
126-year history.
History.
She continues to make history.
23-year-old
Yes.
black man.
23, yes. 23-year-old Tyler Mitchell.
Fantastic, man.
And they kind of gave her, full reign to kind of do whatever she wanted to. And, she has full control over the cover, the photos inside the magazine, and the captions,
Fantastic.
which she wrote herself. And of course, she hired him. So, the source said the reason a 23-year-old black photographer is photographing Beyonce for the cover of Vogue is because Beyonce used her power and influence to get him the assignment. So that's just amazing when a person of color, you're put in this position and then you kind of give back, reach back down, pick somebody up and just put them on a platform where they can just excel. And we continue to grow from there.
And he
That's
should
so
pay
important.
it forward, too.
Fantastic, man. It this is something that we supposed to do. It's no
Absolutely.
question.
Right.
Because our white counterparts do this.
That's,
You know?
that's what they do with
That's
theirs.
what they do with theirs, and you can't be mad because that's what they supposed to do.
Right.
So we supposed to do the exact same thing, and that's why again we always talk about why we have this platform, and we're going to continue to give an opportunity and an outlet for those who have no voice and needs a platform to share what they have.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's a dope story, man. Shout out to B. Queen B talks about it. It says how much power, again, power and influence she has. That's dope,
Sizzle,
man.
real quick though, is there a rumor number 4 coming for B?
Oh, that I have seen that. People keep trying to say that she is pregnant. So far,
I did see that.
So far,
Allegedly.
I saw that
We'll
rumor.
find out if it is
Allegedly.
true through the
oh yeah,
Sizzle. Definitely.
That's not something that you can hide for too long.
You know, that's right. Especially
So,
if she was
yeah.
dancing and doing what she was doing yesterday.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true.
Yes.
She was getting it. But then again, look,
She
man.
ain't never stopped performing.
That's what I
Right.
said.
Yeah.
Through
The
all
baby
these
just
babies, she ain't
come
never
out
had
dancing.
no mojos.
And when your body is used to it, you
Yeah.
can keep on doing
Yeah,
it.
and you snap right back after you drop the load.
Exactly.
Because she performed she did an awesome show when she was like 7 months with the twins.
With the twins, yeah.
babies.
Yeah,
Big, that's dope.
she's vicious.
Dope.
Yes. And I wanted to say another thing. Does anybody remember the black painters that painted the Michelle
bombers?
and-
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, I
opening
remember that.
doors.
Opening door. That's what's up, man.
And then they got the deal with Netflix.
Netflix, the
So
bombers.
it'll
Yep.
be interesting
yeah.
to see what comes of that.
I just seen something
I wonder
online
what
that
they
was
gonna
talking
do
about
with
like
that.
Yes.
somebody was like, why Netflix make the biggest mistake in their life by giving up
Oh,
bombers. I
my
was like,
God.
come on, man.
Please.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
Man. Just cut it out. Let them live. Listen. We about to shine.
Exactly.
You know, this black magic is about to shine.
Yes.
This melanin is about to shine, man. We doing a lot.
Did you
Yeah,
hear about
we doing
Shonda
it.
Rhimes?
No.
She just signed a huge deal
Dope.
with Netflix.
Oh, I think I did hear that.
Dope.
Yeah.
Miss Rhymes, come and holler at us, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's our time.
Holler at We Talk Weekly.
It's our time.
Please.
Yes.
Come holler at us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Even though she already got 4 of the major shows on ABC.
Yes. Killing the game. Yes.
Black
yes.
magic, more black magic.
Yeah, it's our time though. It's our time. I just want to encourage anybody, people of color, if you have goals, dreams, now is your opportunity. The door is open. The door is open. Anybody that holds you back from your success, please don't let it be you.
I know that's right.
Don't let it be you.
Was that the sizzle?
Yes, and that is the sizzle.
And that was the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Got Lady at Star in the building. What we got coming up next?
We got Nice by the Cortez. Coming up now. Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Holla at us. Early. Hell no. I could do anything. Yeah. Woo! This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is an excellent transition to that song
yes,
that we
absolutely,
played
yes.
today, man.
Yes.
And you know, this is my favorite segment of the show. And why is this my favorite segment of the show? Because I get a chance to do all the good old interviews to the beautiful people, man. Especially the talented people, man. And it gives me great pleasure to interview this sister that I will have the sizzle. Tell me, who do we have today?
So we have the beautiful North Philadelphia native artist, Ameerah Khabir, whose ultimate goal as an artist is to constantly challenge herself and have the courage to take creative risk, which she began painting at age 7 and was enrolled in Fleischer Art Memorial, where she was professionally trained in drawing, painting, and sculpture. At age 14, she became a visual major at Creative and Performing Arts High School. She was later selected to take scholarship courses at Temple University's Tyler School of Art, TU, in the building.
TU in the building.
Yes.
TU.
And Moore College of Art. As a college student, Ameerah launched Primary Colors, her independent art consultancy. After obtaining her bachelor's degree in liberal arts with honors, Ameerah relocated her business, now renamed Ameerah K Art. Ameerah returned to Philadelphia, taking commissioned orders from her strong following along the East Coast. So to date, Ameerah's artwork has been featured by Double XL Magazine, Revolt TV, Converse, Coors Light, Heineken, Power 99 FM, the Grassroots Foundation, Made in America Festival, and many more. Welcome to the show.
Go ahead, girl.
Ameerah Khabir, Black Girl Magic.
Thank you for having me.
Black Girl
everybody.
Magic.
Shout out to this
Yes.
sister. Shout out to her
Yes,
family.
yes.
Shout out to everything, man.
Yes. Yes.
You are so nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
This
very
is
much.
magic, man, and I just want to thank you for coming to the show, man. And like again, we try to highlight the beautiful, the talented, man, especially like the melanin. Right?
Yeah, thank you so much
know.
for having me.
So I'm gonna jump right into it, and let's talk a little bit because I had the opportunity. You know what? Before we get into you as being artists, let's talk a little bit about your YouTube page and some of the things you're doing with makeup. I thought was
Okay.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay. I started my YouTube page, Ameerah K, last year actually, and it came from just a growing interest in makeup artistry. After doing visual art so much, especially a lot of portraits, I started getting really interested in makeup, and I saw a lot of similarities between the process of painting a portrait and painting a face.
Wow.
And I would have sort of special events I would go to, and I would usually just hire a makeup artist. And I was just like, after a while, I was like, I can do this myself.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And so, if I could save some coins and grow as an artist from a different perspective, I definitely wanted to do that. And so I started getting people asking me who did my makeup when I went to events and stuff like that. And I thought a YouTube channel would be a great way to share my experience as a growing artist. There's a lot of YouTube makeup artists out there that, in my opinion, are kind of arrogant and don't really want people to learn the techniques. So I wanted to show that I'm not, perfect. I'm not a professional, and I really wanted a community that would grow with me as I become a better makeup artist. So,
Do you
that's
find
what
that
working out.
challenging with the YouTube channel, I guess, being like a YouTuber?
The growth is difficult because YouTube is so saturated now. The beauty community is very saturated. There's tons of makeup artists with a huge following, and YouTube is very competitive. So it's difficult to get noticed, but for me, if I'm just going to remain in a humble place and remain from a pure place. They have these things on YouTube called clickbait, where you put something in your title or in your thumbnail that is misleading to get people to click on your video. And it's a big thing. And so a lot of people get their following by engaging in clickbait. And so, it's proven to work.
Yeah.
But I feel like you'll get a community, but your community is not going to trust you. Your following is not going to trust you. So I really want to, I want to gain a sincere community that knows who I am
Organically.
Because eventually you can't keep that up. You can't keep up an image that is not sincere. So if anybody's following me for any reason that is not sincere, I probably don't want your support anyway.
Exactly.
It's, I would say it's difficult for an honest person, I guess. It's difficult because it's all about numbers, you know. Yeah.
I just want to say, because it's funny how this happened, right? So I'm doing a little research on Beyonce, and I'm doing, and of course, Mr. Carter, that's my boy, you know what I mean? And so I'm just looking around, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm on a couple of different things, especially my Instagram, right? On Instagram. And I see this picture pop up.
Yes.
I'm like, whoa, this joint is crazy. Right? So I start doing like, let me see, go through. Then I see the video, and we'll talk a little bit about the video when we transition into the picture. But it didn't occur to me at all who she was.
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna give you a little bit of background. Now, all I'm gonna say is Lil Sis grew up.
Yeah.
Now, you met Ameerah Khabir. Have you remember Ameerah Khabir?
Yes.
It sounds you're starting to come
I
together.
was wondering that when I saw that last name.
It absolutely is.
I know what
This
Khabir
little
is.
sis. Now remember, Lil Sis, right? I know Leah whole family.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it didn't occur this little sis.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, Leah gonna kill me. Right? Leah gonna kill me.
Such a small world. Though.
Such a small world, but I gotta give shout out to Leah because Leah
Yes.
is a talent in herself.
She
Shout out
sure
to Leah.
is.
Leah been
Definitely.
riding with me. We got
Hard worker.
TU.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had
Yes.
the organization Deja Vu, and Leah been riding with it. Now she's successful publicist,
Yes, she is.
PR, marketing. That's what she does. So shout out to Leah.
Shout out to Leah.
Now I won't. It's not a Leah platform right now. It's Lil Sis, right?
I'm used to it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's
fine.
all good.
Fine.
But I know her whole family. I know your Abby, your dad, your mom, everybody. Her other sister, brother. I know everybody. Right? But I'm sitting here like, yo, this little sis. It blew my mind, right? What amazed me though is her talent. This I never knew.
Oh, wow.
I never knew.
It's unbelievable.
It's funny you say that. I'm on a committee for a fashion show, and I did some artwork for another show, and some of the people showed up and they said, "How come you didn't tell us that you do art?" And I said, "Well, it never came up." And they were like, "Well, you should share that with us." And I'm just not the type of person
Just
to
humble.
want to create a lane
Right.
for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm usually just focused on the task if I'm volunteering for something.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like, they felt betrayed. Like, how come you didn't tell us? And so this past year, they really put me to work on like the art side.
Wow.
So it's just not really something I guess I talk about. I'm just naturally just a more shy person. So yeah, I feel like sometimes if I'm leading with that, it comes off, well, we didn't even ask you all that, you know. So I just try to play my part.
Fantastic. Beautiful soul. Your whole family is like that. Your
Thank
mom
you.
like that. Everybody's like that. Beautiful soul. So let's jump right into this picture, man,
Okay.
and the talent, man.
Okay.
And so let's first, before we go into the picture, let's talk about the video that you
Okay.
created. You was talking about making sure you kind of walk the fine line of respecting, artists, their talent and their vision, right? So let's dive a little bit into that, the premise behind the picture and what, why you released that video. Why did you feel it necessary to even release a video like that?
Okay. Well, Instagram obviously is just all about pictures and stuff, and everybody's just posting for the gram and all that. And as an artist, I just wanted people that followed me or people that were going to see it to see that this was a lot of work. This wasn't just a post for me. I thought it was going to be. I didn't think all this attention was going to warrant from this painting. I really didn't. But it took a lot of time, and I wanted people to see sort of just from the beginning the effort it takes, because sometimes people look at artwork and it's just something cool to double tap and keep it moving, but it's so many hours, it's so much detail and thought, especially when you're painting from a reference, from mixing the colors to make sure the colors are accurate. There's mathematics involved to make sure the placement is accurate, because if somebody's 3 or 4 inches off, you may not get a critical piece of that person's hair or their garment, and it kind of throws off the whole thing. So there's a lot that goes into recreating a piece, and it's not just about how good I can make it look like the original. It's about putting your own style on it as an artist, and having people identify it through your vision as opposed to the photograph.
Now it's interesting you use mathematics, and something I have the nonprofit for STEAM, and it's interesting that you using pretty much that whole platform, right? Now you mentioned a lot about in the video aesthetically kind of focusing on Beyonce, right? Because you feel like people will kind of draw to Beyonce, but still maintaining Mr. Carter there,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But also, I thought was interesting was you mentioned the Mona Lisa.
yeah.
Yeah. And how did you feel in starting to paint, to walk that line of painting the Mona Lisa and the Carters?
Right.
You know, it's kind of like a double bubble there,
Right.
you know?
And that's why early on I knew when I was going to paint it, I wanted to like blur down the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Because in the photograph, the original photograph, to me, it looks like the Mona Lisa is the centerpiece.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, that was the actual Mona Lisa, too, where
Yeah.
they shot the video.
Right.
Which you got to ask, like, how did you even get a chance to shoot there? That's big right there. But go ahead.
Boss
I
moves,
know,
I
boss
don't know.
moves, right?
But to me, it looks like they were splitting to show respect and attention to the Mona Lisa. And to me, I felt like most people that would see that photograph that maybe don't have an appreciation for art would be more focused on Jay and Beyonce.
Right.
So I wanted to muddle down Mona Lisa and bring the attention to them. So the painting, like, it's effort put into the Mona Lisa, but she's really a lot more abstract than Jay-Z and Beyonce because I wanted the attention to be on them as opposed to the Mona Lisa.
Right.
But shout out to Mona Lisa, though.
It's
It's a classic art.
Well, I'm like speechless. I mean, the painting, and I'm not just saying that it's a nice picture. No, it's fantastic. It's a great picture. I could actually see this in my house. I mean, right? The Carters. But you know, how do you? What's some of the feedback you have been getting from this?
A lot of wows, a lot of, you know, this is dope. A lot of people have been tagging Beyonce without, you know, me asking it. It would be amazing if she ever saw that, but it's just been a lot of support.
I was just going to ask.
A lot of support, a lot of inquiries about prints and things like that. And I just never thought it was going to get like this. I really didn't. For me, it was seeing something that just inspired me, but I never thought that so many people would just be so, you know, so amazed by it. Like, because to me, I guess seeing it come together, like, I look at it and I see all the effort that got put into it. So, you know, it's, I don't really look at it the same way. Like, I look at it like, I love the way Beyonce's jacket came out, but I remember spending a lot of time mixing those colors, you know. So for me,
I didn't even think of that.
It's more of reminiscing on the labor as opposed to, you know, just enjoying it for what it is. Because I look at it and I see a lot of work.
But that's how it is.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that's how it is when you're an artist.
Right,
And I'm
right.
sure
Look
other
at
artists,
when you look
yes.
at, if you're an artist and you look at a piece, anything
Right.
you've done, that's what you see. You don't see what everybody else sees.
Right.
This is remarkably
Other
done.
artists know the work that goes into it. I'm sure this is like the tip of the iceberg, you know, the exposure that it's getting. It's
Yeah.
probably just going to just grow.
And hopefully this platform allow you. Is this your first interview based around that?
My second.
Your second one?
Yeah.
So what is it? This is what I want to know, because I normally ask the question, what's the one thing that nobody else knows about you that you can tell us?
Oh,
that you can,
wow.
yeah. But she said, "Oh wow!" Everybody laugh at that. That makes me want to just stay on you now. You know. But I do want to know, what is the one thing that your biggest fear when creating this?
My biggest fear when creating this.
When you created this
when
picture,
I created this?
yeah, that I mean, really, what was? Because every artist has a reservation, right? We are our biggest critics, right?
Yes.
We are our biggest, you know, that little voice in our heads. We talk ourselves out of a lot of different things, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to know, what was your biggest kind of reservation when creating this piece?
My biggest reservation had to be Beyonce and capturing her likeness. And I mean, that Bayhive is serious.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
they
don't
are
play.
They're very.
Shout out to the Bayhive,
They're
right?
very protective,
Vicious.
you know, and they're vicious. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, they feel like something is not representing her correctly. They can be very vicious. So to me, even the thought process before putting paint to canvas was, I'm attempting to
Exhausting, yeah.
paint Beyonce, and I'm posting this, and people are gonna see it, and it better look like her, you know. So, that was my biggest reservation. I mean, I've painted Jay-Z a few different times, and
But you were scared of the Beehive.
yeah. I mean,
But you know what? I feel like Beyonce would be the humble one. It's just her Beehive is just like because she's
just,
humble. Yeah,
You know, I wanted to make sure it looked like her. I really did. And you know, I painted Jay-Z a few different times. I kind of have his features down. I'm comfortable with painting Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Beyonce, she kind of looks a little different sometimes depending on the photograph. So
That's
to
true.
really
That's
capture her
true.
essence was difficult for me. I've only painted her, I think, maybe once before this, if I remember correctly. So my technique actually for her was to paint her in sections to trick my mind into not recognizing her.
Wow.
So I have it's on the video. Like I painted her like in different sort of sections and portions to make it look like a puzzle piece, so she wasn't familiar to me. And then once I got into like a comfort level, like okay, this does look like her, I started putting the eyes in. Like even on all my portraits, I put the eyes in last because they distract me if I put them in first. So
They looking at you.
yeah,
They're like, get it right.
the eyes can really mess up a piece
Yeah.
because the artist will probably know if you paint like a pupil just an inch off, it's not going to be looking at you. It's going to be looking over
at-
there, and you have to make sure that it's looking back at you because, especially if you're using a photograph as a reference. So. Oh my goodness, Beyonce had me a little shut. Had me a little shut.
So I want you to walk me through it real quick. I only have a
Okay.
couple more questions. I want you to walk me through it. How many, first of all, do you know how many colors it took to produce that?
Oh my goodness! If I had to guess, I never kept count. If I had to guess, I would say at least. I would say at least 80 colors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How long did it take you?
Oh, that was such a humbling experience. I thought initially it was going to take me 2 days
Right.
because I work pretty fast and I'm kind of committed. Like usually if I'm painting something that I'm really inspired by, usually takes me like 48 hours tops. Only sleep and eat and back to painting. This took me 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
My
this
goodness.
humbled me so
Yeah.
much because I'm just used to cranking stuff out. Like, if I want to paint something, it gets done. And this, I was never satisfied. I was just like, no, I want to make it better. I know I can make it better. So, it took me about 2 weeks.
Did you have to, I guess, put up pictures while you were painting? Like, walk me through that process of you finishing, you know.
The reference?
Absolutely.
I saw the picture on Instagram initially, and so I Googled it to see if I can get a better pixel,
Right,
definition for it. So I found it on Google, and I set up my canvas next to my computer, and so on Jay-Z's parts, I enlarged it, and it's really no point in printing the picture out, I guess, to have in your hand, because I can't have a picture in my hand while I'm painting, so I just thought it'd be smarter to put it on the computer and leave it there, and I can zoom in and zoom out when I want to. Just the hardest part was probably finding a good quality photo because so many of them came from mobile devices that the pixel wasn't that great. So there's a little artistic innovation when it came to certain parts of it because the quality of the photo just wasn't good enough to get as detailed as I wanted it to. But for the most part, it was pretty good. I found the best picture I could find, something that was the truest to the colors, so I could make sure that the colors were accurate. And it was a lot of changing the setting on my computer so my screen wasn't going black after 30 seconds. That was so annoying.
So where do you go from here?
I guess on to the next inspiration. Right. I'm definitely getting prints of these, so if people are interested in them in their selective cities, like I know some people want to take it to like the concerts that they have, their tour dates. Right. So I'll be having prints for that. But for me, it's about staying inspired, not really riding the wave too long. For the most part,
unbelievable.
People like it and people appreciate it, but it's people are going to move on, and I've learned that as an artist, especially social media, is good for maybe a week, a couple weeks, and then people are like, all right, now I want something else to interest me. So it's just about staying inspired and looking for that next inspiration and keeping that momentum up and that energy up.
In 10 seconds, how would you what would your perfect story be behind this? What would your perfect kind of like scenario behind this picture?
The scenario behind this picture, to me, this looks like a modern day Rhett and Scarlett type of photograph to me. This looks like something that they would have in their hallway to come in and people see them and greet them with this painting. Like,
how can people get in contact? I mean, I ask tons of questions, man, and I can go on and on, but I need for people to know how they can get in contact with you, where they can find you and all that good old stuff.
You can find me on all the social media platforms at Ameerah K Art. That's AMEERAHKART. At Ameerah K on YouTube, and yeah, that's pretty much. I try to keep it all simple across all my social media platforms. So Ameerah K Art, yeah. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Appreciate
you.
Talent. And unfortunately, we got to go. So we are now on iTunes and iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow us on iTunes and iHeartRadio and binge listen to our shows. Like and follow us on We Talk Weekly Facebook page. Download the little TuneIn app. Look for WPPM or P106.5 FM. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for We Talk Weekly's After the Talk. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gregory, at Lauren_Sizzle, at Sparkle's Priceless One, and at Madam Touch. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel, and if you're Philly, catch us every Monday night, 9:30, Comcast 66 and Verizon 5 29:30. Download a little TuneIn iThing TV app and on Roku and look for We Talk Weekly. Shout out to Afro Philly MBG Network. We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us on New York City, Atlanta, Birmingham, Baltimore, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and all across the nation. Who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go, man. We had a great show. You know I love you, but we got to go. We out. Holla.
Peace.